Hi, I'm Mike, and today we're building fence. We've got some help from our friends at Bekaert who are going to show us some really cool ways to make this process go a whole lot easier, some cool gadgets and a whole lot more. Stick around. It's all coming up today on Our Wyoming Life. So for the past few days, Keith, who's down there in that pickup from Bekaert, has been here helping us work on this fence. This is our bull pasture fence. It's a fence that we've had trouble with for the past few years, where the bulls kept on pushing through it. They try to get onto the highway. They're actually just trying to get some of this green grass over here. But we've dealt with this problem for the last few years. The fence technically belongs to the state of Wyoming, but at some point Gilbert actually improved the fence and put up woven wire, which then the state of Wyoming said we're not going to maintain that fence. So it's up to us. It's now our fence, and the folks from Bekaert are here to help us do that. What we're doing over the last few days is basically tearing out all of this fence and replacing a few posts. We've got we had to do a little bit of dirt work here. As you can see, this is some of the fence that we pulled out. This is the old woven wire and a whole lot of barbed wire. And we rebuilt our corner braces as well. These are actually made out of oil field pipe, and we're in really good shape. But we did a little bit of work on them, just re-welded a few things here and there. So next up is the actual building of the fence. And this is going to be a little bit different from one of our normal videos because I'm not an expert in building fence. I build a lot of fence, I repair a lot of fence, let's say that. And having the folks here from Bekaert and Keith specifically has been a really interesting experience for me because I'm learning more about fence than I thought I would ever know in my lifetime. We look at fence as just one of those necessary evils, but there's a whole lot more to it. And what my goal here for today is to bring you along and introduce you to Keith and let you get to know him a little bit as he explains what we're doing and why we do it, and shows us some of the interesting aspects that a lot of us don't think about when it comes to just putting up a fence, or the fact that you drive by barbed wire fences every time you're out west, and behind every one of these single fences, behind every single fence is a family, is a story. And that's one of the really cool things that I think we don't think about when we drive by and just look at a barbed wire fence. So we're going to head down here, we're going to say hi to Keith and get going. Are you excited to be now here at this stage, rather than tearing stuff out and rebuilding, and now we're ready to actually put up fence?
I'm ready to put the fence back up. It goes really easy. A lot of people worry about it. They say, you know, high tensil's hard to put up. It's mainly if you have the tools to do it. Fence building's not near as hard as everybody makes it out to be.
Right. Yeah. I was saying, like, we do a lot of fence maintenance. I don't do a whole lot of fence building. So I'm hoping that I can learn something here today as we take a look at different ways to do this. Now we're doing a woven wire on the fence itself, but we're also doing some barbed wire as well.
We are. We're gonna, you know, Mike told me that his bulls like to root underneath it, raise it up and try to get out, and we're gonna try to put a stop to that.
Okay.
We're gonna try to put a stop to them rubbing holes in it. We're gonna put a strand or two about chest high of barbed wire off the woven, and you know, that should keep them from pushing up against it and trying to rub that hair off.
Awesome. And we talked about it a couple days ago, but we didn't really have to replace a whole lot of fence posts.
We didn't. You know, I would call this a rebuild. You know, everybody likes to put up fence on brand new posts and build brand new corners and go, but sometimes, you know, that's not really economical for you guys. I mean,
right.
The posts are really good. They're really good and solid. The corners are solid. We did a little bit of welding. You know, I mean, that post is going nowhere. It's going to hold up.
Right. I'm pretty sure that most of this fence was built back in 2000. Gilbert, my father-in-law, actually had a heart attack while building this fence. No jinx or anything like that. But
I'm hoping that doesn't happen to us.
Yeah, no doubt. It is a little warm, but it's not too bad.
No, this is good. It's hot and humid where I come from.
You travel all over the place showing people the value of the different products that you guys have.
Absolutely. You know, this is not uncommon. We could show up at your local dealer. We could do a classroom session and a demo for multiple producers or contractors, however the dealer wants to set it up. That's the type of support that my role is associated with Bekaert.
Awesome. So what we're going to do is we're going to kind of take you step by step through the process. What's the first thing that we do?
We're going to start off by we're going to unload a little bit of wire off the truck. I've got a little too much wire on the truck. We're going to set those woven wire rolls off, and then we're going to stretch a strand of barbed wire, hopefully to stop those bulls from rooting under it.
Do you find fencing to be kind of therapeutic? I always think when I go out and check fence, it's like, you know, you're out there, you're alone, the miles, you know, from anything, and nobody's bothering you. You don't have any cell phone or something.
Yeah, I've always been an outdoor kind of guy. You know, it kind of played into my wheelhouse, and you know, I really enjoy it. I've been out here for now 2 days. I enjoy the people. I enjoy the new scenery. You know, I just like it. So what we're going to do here is a double wrap. We're just going to go around the post, over the top. Then when I get to the center of the post, I'll come back underneath. And then we're going to connect this today with a gripple. So gripple is a really handy product. I'm going to straighten that out so I get a good straight shot through the gripple. Okay, so the way the gripple works is it's just a one-way locking device. You push the wire through and then it can't come back. So you just slide it, you split the wire like that and turn it over. But then you just push the wire through the gripple. It crosses over. Get it set about where you want it. And then I just bend it over. You don't have to, you could cut it off flush. But what I've found that works really good is just bend the wire over, pull it back up under itself. You're ready to go.
So this is our bottom strand. Is there any certain height that you know, when you do a bottom strand of barbed wire like this?
Woven wire is really expensive, and you know, if it gets down in the dirt, or if you we have a lot of fire ants, Texas, Arkansas, Oklahoma. If the fire ant mounds build up on it, their waste is so acidic and so corrosive, it'll eat the wire in two.
Oh, wow.
So it's a whole lot cheaper to replace a strand of barbed wire than it is to try to replace your woven wire. All right, we're ready to unroll.
That's some mean looking wire.
Hey there, buddy, are you doing all right? I'm doing great, as a matter of fact. I'm on the road. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Those bad days are gone, and now I'm on the road.
So if you've seen me fencing before, you know that I usually use a goldenrod stretcher. That's that ratchet stretcher that you see a lot of the times. Keith actually has a different way of stretching that we're going to take a look at today. And he may have just sold me on this thing, because this looks pretty dang slick, especially with this stuff that you don't have to take out 8 feet of stretch.
Correct.
You know, I mean, it's a lot faster this way.
It's kind of a two-in-one tool, basically. I use a slip ring puller, and it's just a wedge. You just slide it back, drop the barbed wire in, rotate the ring, and then it pulls up against it. And the metal's real soft, doesn't cut into the wire. And then this is actually a stretcher bar puller, and it's basically just walks up and down the chain. It's a quick come along, basically, is what it is. It's really quick forward, it's really quick backwards, no gears to sit there and flip back and forth, so it works really good.
All right, let's check it out.
And when you make long, so we're just going to hook in like this, lay the wire across, rotate it back, and rotate the ring over, and it's ready to pull. You just hook in like that. And now it's ready to walk and ready to tension. So it goes in the cog, and then you just rotate it over. And guys, there's several grades of these. You know, if you were a contractor, you may want to get a real fancy high dollar set. If you're just going to use them a few times a year, there's some lower grade ones. And this is just kind of a medium run-of-the-mill type puller. Less than a foot in, and we've got the fence almost completely off the ground all the way down, at least to the halfway mark.
Right.
And I mean, it's tight. I mean, it's bouncing now all the way down to the end, coming up against the posts.
We'll find you guys a link for this this come along that Keith's using, along with the ring clamp there, and we'll put them down in the description, along with most of the other tools that we're going to use. And they'll be down in the description if you want to take a look, and you can check them out on Amazon.
So you can tell now we can come down and it's good and tight and it's off the ground, but as you can see, we can get down on our post fairly easy.
Right.
So high tensile barbed wire, what you don't want to do is pull it to the point you start pulling all the twist out.
Okay.
And on this 14 gauge, that's going to happen probably somewhere in the 1,100 pound range. And we're probably right now, I'm just guessing, we're probably at about 450 pounds. But you can tell we're completely off the ground, and it's a good stretch. So.
Nice.
So again, we're going to take that barb off, and then just take the gripple, put it on, push it through, pull out all the slack where we took that barb off. Now I like to just take my hands, hold the gripple T-clip, rotate it down, push it under, got that little bit of slack off. Now, you'll see everything come into position when we back off. So you're always going to lose a little bit. You're going to have this little bit of slack in here, but the fence will absorb that back in itself. Come tight super quick. That's it. Our barb wire's pulled.
Keith, it looks like you have a new toy.
I got a new little gadget. This is a propane electric staple gun. It shoots a regular fence staple, so it will hold very well. So with this high tensile product, what you want to do is you want to walk up here to your high spots and staple them first, then go down and pull the wire down into your dips. That way it just works out really well, makes the fence transition. Okay, so we're back up here at our high point, and you never want to staple your fence wire off solid. You want to leave it just a little bit of gap where that wire can move back and forth. You're going to have some temperature changes. If we don't completely keep the bulls off of it, they could push a sag in it, and then it can't rebound. So if it can move back and forth through the staple, then your posts, your corners are doing the work, and then all your posts are doing is just holding the product up. Now, it's got some flex. I didn't staple it off hard, so there's plenty of gap for it to move. And then I always like to put mine up about a boot height. If I can slide my toe under it, I'm in good shape.
You're so technical. Keep watching and see what Keith measures with next.
There you go.
So the big question here is, if a bull gets out, can I call you?
I guess. It may take me a little while to get here, but
That's okay. We'll let him eat in the We'll let him eat in the ditch. All right. We're on to woven wire.
we're on to woven.
All right. All right. So Keith is down here. He just got our first 330 feet unrolled, and laid out on the ground. We're gonna continue on, roll out the rest of it back up at the corner. Okay, what's next?
I grabbed my bucket. We don't want to leave any scrap ends up here for the bulls to get. So we're going to go up, strip a couple of ends off, and we're going to terminate that end and get ready to pull.
And when you say terminate, you mean you're going to attach it to the post?
Attach it to the post.
Terminate sounds so final. When we're done, we can terminate with a beer. How about that?
All right. The main thing, Mike, is this fence is great. It's strong. It's going to last you for a long time, but you need good braces. We're going to put a lot of tension on this fence. These braces were already here. Mike and I checked them out last night, and I agreed with Mike. They're super strong. It's like 6-inch drill stem with 2 cross members, and I don't know how deep they are, but I latched onto one of them with a stretcher bar puller, and I drugged the Bobcat. So.
Yep. You sure did.
So I'm saying that they're good. They're going to withstand.
Nice.
Now, so I'll put a few gripples on, and I'll show you how quick they can be, and then I'll hand tie a knot and show you how that works. So, you know, if you were standing here hand tying, and there's some people out there that are really fast, you know, I can hand tie fairly fast, but
do you want to?
I don't want to. I don't want my hands cramping at the end of the day. And these hold really well. So hand tied knots have been around for a long time. I may not have enough wire here, but I'm going to show you how we do it. You go over, then you come around and through and pull it over. Then I always straighten this out just a little bit, then bend it over and come up and around. Then if you put just a wee little nick in the high tensile right there, don't cut it, just put a little bitty nick. You can actually take your flat blade, when you come around, break that wire off nice and smooth.
Wow. That looks like a machine did that.
There's guys out there that are really good. I haven't tied many since we went to Gripples, so a little bit out of practice. It should have been a little bit bigger loop, but general purpose. All right, so we'll just finish this off, and we get to go down there and unroll one.
Uphill.
Uphill. You love it.
I can't give you more reason to lose. I'm on the road. Yeah, yeah, yeah. The bad days are gone, and now I'm on the road. Yes, I am.
Alrighty, we have wire going that way, woven wire going that way, and now we're ready to bring the two together in the middle.
So we're going to use a stretcher bar type system. The way these bars work is a wedge goes over every wire. So you just slide it under the wire, a wedge over the top of every wire. If you miss a wire, you're going to miss tension on that wire. So that wire is going to slip through the bar, and it's going to cause you all kinds of problems. Just like that. So then we'll drive it in, and you get a lot of questions about how tight do you drive the wedges. The wedges in the bars are made out of pretty soft steel, so you're not going to hurt the wire, but you'll hear a little bit of a tone difference when it comes seated. You'll kind of hear it click. So I've just got the links running between my fingers, making sure that they come up straight.
you count how many links you take up each time kind of
thing? I
thing?
do not. I just, I kind of feel the pressure, Mike.
Gotcha.
And I know when I'm starting to lose pressure on this side.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's not bad. I mean, a little bit of scrap there, but
yeah, and that's all we lost. And I start at the bottom on the progressive fence simply because it's easier to get the wire through the gripple to start with. If you start up there at the big end and then you come down here at the little end, it's a little bit tight quarters down here. So,
okay.
So you just push it through. Okay, now we still got this little bit of slack that would have to absorb back up into the fence. So what makes these gripples really nice is you can use a torque tool and you can actually pull that wire on through by using this tool. Hook into the product and then lever it through.
Now, is this torque tool made for gripples?
It is.
Oh, okay. And does it click when you get to a certain torque?
It has a torque setting. They use it a lot in the vineyard, but as you can see, I've got mine cranked up there pretty good.
Yeah.
So. That's about 550 pounds between the bars.
All right, so now Keith has removed both of the bars, and you can actually see the fence is really trying to kind of do its own thing here. It's wanting to be a fence, which is a good thing because I'm a wanting to be done.
You want to make sure that you get the top, and then I usually get every other wire. And the bottom. Now, we wanted to keep the bulls off the bottom, so here's our cattlemen. Now they don't want to be nosing around that. Good and tight. Ready to roll.
There we go. We've got a fence. It's a tight fence, which is a good fence. We've got a little bit more left to do. Obviously, we've got the barbed wire on the bottom. We've got the woven wire here. We're going to add another strand of barbed wire on the very top, and then a standoff wire, which will actually run somewhere in the middle here, which will be barbed wire, which will keep the bulls from rubbing on that fence. But for now, this is pretty much it. We continue on with the same processes that Keith has been showing us. We'll get a chance to finish this up probably tomorrow. We'll take a look at it. Once it's done, we'll get the bulls back in here and you can check that out tomorrow. Thanks for coming along with us. I know it's a little bit different type video, but I really want to be able to show that there are people out there that know exactly what they're doing. They know how this stuff goes together, and they are available for all of us. There's plenty of resources. If you go to Bekaert's website, and we'll put a description or a link down in the description for you, you can find out all you ever want to know about fencing, from classes to working with your dealers and making sure that you get all the support that you need as somebody who needs to have fence, and you need to have it put up the right way. It's not cheap stuff, and you want to make sure that you're doing it correctly. And I think for years I've been doing it wrong, and it's just a matter of admitting to yourself that maybe you do need to settle down, sit down, and figure out how exactly to make this stuff work for you. So nothing to be ashamed of. It's just real life, just like we do every day right here on Our Wyoming Life as we continue on with our daily vlogs Monday through Friday. We'll be back tomorrow with a brand new one, and we hope to see you then. Be sure to stick around, explore the ranch life, escape the ordinary, subscribe, head on over to our website, ourwyominglife.com. Check out the beef jerky. I'm gonna go give Keith some beef jerky right now. A little reward for a good job and a job well done. Thanks guys, have a great day, and we'll see you tomorrow right here on Our Wyoming Life. I forgot I had a present for you. You can stick this in your toolbox for later.
Oh, cool.
Beef jerky.
Cool.
Yeah.
I want to get some sticks and stuff to take to my daughter too, so I want to buy some stuff before I leave.
Well, we'll figure something out.
Yeah, I want to.
Yeah.
No, I want to.
We'll trade out. You
No.
just give me like 8 gripples.